really appreciate being able to have this conversation with you. It's such a bright light in my day. For the audience, you're never too old to make a change and to live your best life. Every person deserves to live their best life. So if you feel like maybe your best is not happening right now is the perfect time to start making some changes so that you can change that world for you and create inspired action in your own life and for those around you.
Welcome to Inspired Choice today. I'm your host, Caroline Biesalski, here to bring you authentic stories, surprising lessons, and powerful takeaways to fuel your journey in business and life. In each episode, I'll take you from one inspiring guest to the next, blending their experiences with my expertise to uncover practical strategies you can use right away. Whether you're starting out or stepping up, stay tuned for insights and actionable tips that make a difference. And stick around until the end for a special freebie just for our listeners. Hello and welcome, Inspired Podcast community. This is your new episode. My name is Caroline and my today's guest is Charissa Halonen, and I'm so happy that she's here and said yes to our interview. How are you doing today?
Hi, Caroline. I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
Wow, same here. And I would love to introduce you to the audience, of course. So you are an elite mindset coach with the passion for transforming lives, combining years of one-on-one client work, personal adversity, global travel experiences, and self-development to help people overcome limiting beliefs and create their best life. Welcome to the Inspired Podcast, Charissa Halonen.
Thank you so much for having me.
So great. And I just visited your TikTok and your Instagram account. I really loved it. You're so inspiring what you do. And my first question is, when I find it, now it's gone. It's what inspired you to transition from massage therapy to mindset coaching?
I really wanted to help more people. So I love being able to be hands-on with people in the massage room and help them feel better in their bodies and help them work through problems. But being in a one-on-one setting, I can only help one person at a time. Transitioning into group coaching and being more of an online presence allows me to impact multiple people all throughout the day. So I get to have a bigger reach of helping people change their lives, even if they don't pay for coaching, even if they're just on the page and seeing our content, then that's still an opportunity to inspire change in other people. So it was a hard choice to make because I do love the massage part, but it's been really fulfilling knowing that I can help more people.
Oh, yes, I love that, what you said, and I never thought of it that way, of course. So you have your online presence as well, you reach more people, you offer things, you offer coachings or free master classes, for example, maybe your videos, your wisdom. And how is this? How is the difference between, or what's the difference between one-on-one? What is the feeling? And when you are in a group setting?
Well, they both have really interesting energies. One-on-one, I can really dive in with somebody and really help them see themselves in a different way so that they can see where they're maybe holding themselves back. In a group setting, people get to realize that they're not alone in the things that they're struggling with. Even us as coaches, we're all bound by universal oneness. So when one person is struggling, chances are everybody is actually struggling. So it helps build that community that people can lean on others as well in the group going through these transformative transitions in life, that they have people that they can, lean against. So it's really wonderful to be able to do both. It's nice to dive deep with people, but it's really nice to let everybody know that, you're not alone and change is possible. It's just, taking that step to be able to start the change.
Yes, absolutely. I love what you just shared about you are not alone. This is so true. Sometimes we forget when we have a dark moment or so, and then you can join a group of like-minded people or group coaching. I love that you shared this, and also the aspect that it only takes a choice, for example, a decision, right?
Yes.
Wow, so good, because this is the name of the podcast, Inspired Choice, and the question, what choice are you making today, of course, for yourself? My next question, how have your travels shaped your approach to overcoming obstacles?
Well, when I first started traveling, I moved over to Scotland and I didn't know anybody. I didn't have a job and I didn't have a place to live. So I very much put myself into obstacles. And then I had to grow as a person to be less shy. I had to learn a different country and way of living. And it really just showed me what I was actually made of in my character and what kind of strength I had and what skills I had to navigate being in such an uncertain, unconventional situation that I chose to put myself into. So it really shows different aspects of life as well. You get to see different perspectives and way the world works by being in different foreign countries. It was really transformative for me.
Wow, so that means that you learned more about yourself.
Yes, absolutely.
Wow, and how did this happen that you landed in Scotland without, I don't know, without
It
some.
was a choice. I'm a massage therapist, so I had applied for my license in Scotland because I knew that I would be able to do that. So I went through that process. So I knew that I had my massage to fall back on. And I had reached out to a couple places I was living in Canada, and I'm like, okay, maybe I could work there. And I had an idea of different places that I could live. It was just one of those, I had a desire to change and go to Scotland, and I was going to figure it out. No matter what happened, I'm like, either way, if it doesn't work, I can come back to Canada, but I at least have to go and try.
Wow, I love that. So you jumped into the unknown, so to say, yes. And you had your backup plan, the massage. And I can imagine because you went from massage to mindset coaching, that the coaching you can do easily online, right? And the massage thing, I don't assume so.
Well, and the coaching is entirely online because we want to make it available for anybody in the world. I've had clients in Africa. I have had clients in the States, different parts of Canada. Canada's very big and remote, so it makes more sense to be online than again limited to in person. The massage, yeah, I definitely had to be in person for that one. But it's nice to be able to transition into that more worldwide space.
Yeah. So you are very adventurous. I learned this word.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, wow. And courageous as well to go to a foreign country and start all over.
Well, and that's something that was pointed out to me because for me, I didn't look at it as being courageous. I just looked at it as like, okay, well, this is something different, but I can see how that seemed courageous to other people. And now I'm like, oh, yeah, actually, that was very courageous. I just wasn't putting it as I'm doing this big courageous thing. I'm like, I'm going on an adventure.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, my next question is, what's one powerful tool or lesson you use to help clients break free from limiting beliefs?
That change can happen in an instant and that we control what we hold in our mind. And so if we don't like the story we're telling ourselves, we can change in the very next moment. We don't have to stay where we don't want to be, especially when it's our mind. We can change instantly. It's something that we have to work and build that skill of, but we can keep changing in an instant. We can keep saying, nope, that's not what I believe anymore. No, that was not true. And keep correcting in a moment. You don't have to be anywhere in particular, wearing anything special or fancy. You don't have to have lots of money. You can just change now.
Wow, I think for the first time I understand because I would say it's unbelievable to change in an instant.
Well, I think we try to make it more complicated.
Mm.
You can just choose, okay, today I only like purple, whereas yesterday you were all about the red color. So we make those changes on our own in an instant for the things we like to eat and the clothes we like to wear, pardon me, and the way the ladies we like to style our hair. we can change our mind about those things very quickly. So if we can do that in one area, then that shows me we can do that in every area of life. It's just realizing that we actually have that amount of power in our lives. And I think that scares people because then you need to be accountable for the choices you've made. And then once you're accountable, you can actually change them because you're not saying, well, somebody else chose that for me. You're like, okay, I made that choice. I know better now. I believe better now, so I can do better now. And you wouldn't be who you are today if you didn't make those choices. So even if they were maybe not your most ideal, or you feel ashamed of whatever it might be, that's okay. It's it brought you to where you are with the skills you have, and then we just use that to realize if I'm accountable for everything, I can create anything and I can do anything because it's my choices that are giving me my results.
Wow, this is so beautiful. So I understand. So we make choices every day, and then when we are honest to ourselves, then we realize what have we done, and then we are accountable. You said, I would say, or what's the difference when you say responsible instead of accountable?
I would say they're very close. Being accountable and being responsible is like, I'm responsible for making dinner. But being accountable is, okay, that means I have to get the groceries, I have to cook, I have to, make sure everything's timed on time. And like really just knowing that, okay, I chose the chicken and the salt and the bell peppers and some broccoli versus, well, I'm responsible for dinner. I'll just make sure there's food. It's just
Okay.
really that extra level of being intentional about every single step and knowing that everything is like, well, I chose that. Because there's always a plethora of choices to be made, right? So if somebody's like, well, why did you do that? It's like, well, that was what I did. This was, I chose this for no other reason other than this is what I was drawn to, or I thought this was the better choice. And it's really just taking that ownership of something versus getting it done. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you so much, because I have a good excuse for asking. It's not my mother language, so I take the advantage of my podcast interviews and I ask people about words because I love words, and in the context of coaching, let's say, and this area as well, I learn so much every day with every episode. So thank you so much. And also, I want to point out another thing you mentioned about the growing part. I'm not sure you used the word, but when you said we can change the belief in an instant, so I thought like, yeah, when you never did this before, it sounds like, complicated, as you said. But when I imagine it's a step-by-step process, or you take baby steps and then you learn how to do it, then one day you are there, and then comes the growing part. So you grow into that person that is able to do this, right?
Absolutely. You start with the belief that you can change, and then every moment it's practicing and like learning that skill. So the way that we get better at a skill is we practice. So every opportunity where your old mindset comes in, like saying, I'm not very good at German. I can't speak German very well at all. But if I practice every time, then that belief starts to get stronger, because then I can no longer say that I'm not good at German because I've decided to put some extra emphasis in it. I may never be perfect at it, but I can get better than I was an hour ago or 3 days ago by intentionally putting effort into learning German. And it's those little things. Monumental changes are a way to guarantee failure. You have to look at it that it's going to be a small, just slightly moving the needle forward on things. It's not going all the way in a gauge. That's eventually going to get there. But it happens moment by moment by moment. And then that adds up to a bigger day, a week, a month, a year. And it happened by every opportunity and every tiny moment you have, making that better choice, building that habit, developing the skill, whatever it might be, is only going to be one thing at a time.
Wow. I love that analogy, which isn't an analogy. It's just what you said, the sum total of the moments that lead to your life. It is your life, and yeah, it makes your life. I love that. I never saw it that way. Thank you so much for sharing. And you mentioned intentions as well. So my next question is, do you set goals for yourself or intentions? And what is one of your next projects?
So I set both. I have my intention behind what I'm doing, right? My intention is to become a better person and to be the best version of myself every day. My goals, I'm not worried about how I get there. It's just, so I want to build my coaching business to help more people. I have a goal to be a better stepmother, a goal to be a better wife, a goal to build my better physique because it's challenging and keeps me healthy. And as I age, I would like to stay healthier. So those are my goals. My intention behind everything is just showing up with curiosity, not worried about the outcome, just what can I do in this moment to, again, move that needle a little bit more forward towards my goals, not away from them, and really just focusing what am I bringing to achieving this goal, right? And one of my next goals that I'm working on is possibly doing a fitness show because it's been very much out of my comfort zone. I didn't think that I would be able to do that, but now that I've let go of the outcome, and my coach is like, you know what, that is attainable. So I'm like, okay, this is outside of my comfort zone. Um, hopefully by the end of 2025, I will be able to say I was courageous enough to do a bikini show, just to prove to myself that I can do something hard and outside of my comfort zone.
Wow, I absolutely love that. Thank you so much. And fingers crossed. And of course, you will make it. It's already done because you made the decision in your mind first. And when you mentioned your coach, so my next question would be, do you have coaches for yourself, mentors, and who was the best coach you ever had?
Well, right now I have 3 coaches. So I have a physique coach, I have a business coach, and I have a mindset coach for myself because I truly believe that I don't want to be a hypocrite and I lead from the front. So everything I ask my clients to do or I encourage other people to do, I'm already investing that way in myself. Um, each of my coaches have taught me a lot, mostly about myself. There's not always the best fit with coaches. Sometimes we grow out of each other because we become out of alignment or we got what we needed from each other. I've never had a bad experience where I wasn't able to get a lesson from it. But right now, my physique coach and my business coach are the people that I really am, enjoying what I'm getting from them for growth because they have such expansive mindsets that I'm really loving the learning that I'm getting to expand my mind to make me a better coach, a better, stepmom, wife, friend, all of those things, and bringing it to the community from all the investments I'm putting in myself to give people better access to quicker knowledge for themselves through my investments.
Wow, that totally makes sense to me. Thank you so much for sharing. Yes, because this we have to yeah, how do we call it? Like something like walk the walk and talk the talk or something like that. Then you cannot suggest people to have a coach and you don't have a coach, so to say, or you don't work on yourself every day and you tell people to do so. So that would not be in alignment, of course, of what you are teaching. So I have a last question for you, and it is about where can we find you? I mentioned your TikTok and Instagram account. I found you on Facebook as well. So what is the best way for people when they want to reach out to you after listening to this episode?
So we are on all of those platforms. We are most active on Instagram. It's one of the easiest ones to be able to chat with people. If you send us a DM, it is myself or my husband Tyler that is actually talking to you. We're happy to answer any questions. If you're wanting to be coached, we're open to that. If you just want to be a part of the community, that's perfectly fine as well. You can also send us a DM saying mindset. If you want to learn more about the 5 habits that we do every day, I send you a copy of the 30-day chart where you can check it off and start building your own habits for free. And it's just, we want to add as much value to other people's lives that we can, given the opportunity we have with the platform that we've built and the community of just about 6,000 people that are watching the content and interacting with us. So definitely the Relentless Couple, or the .relentless couple on Instagram, is one of the best places to find us. And we're very happy for all people to join.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing. Please reach out to Charissa. She's amazing. And put the word mindset in the DM on Instagram. This is what I take away today. And thank you so much for our interview. I learned so much, and I have to re-listen to it again, of course, to internalize it. And now it's time for your last thoughts to the audience, please.
Well, I really appreciate being able to have this conversation with you. It's such a bright light in my day. For the audience, you're never too old to make a change and to live your best life. Every person deserves to live their best life. So if you feel like maybe your best is not happening right now is the perfect time to start making some changes so that you can change that world for you and create inspired action in your own life and for those around you.
Thank you so much. What a great episode.
Thank you for your time today.
See you in the next one. Thank you for listening to Inspired Choice today. I'm thrilled to have you on this journey of growth and transformation. Don't forget to hit follow or subscribe to stay connected and never miss an episode. And here's something special. Grab your free 20-minute breakthrough session with me. It's designed to help you kickstart or level up your business. Just check out the show notes for more. Until next time, keep making those inspired choices. See you in the next episode.